Right guys, I don't know if you can see me. Here I've got 2 cross members and 2 uprights, and this is going to be for one of the window frames for the ventilation system that we're going to put in this tunnel. And to do them, basically all I've done is cut 2 the same and 2 uprights the same. I've marked off, I don't know if you can see on here, there's a line here which is just basically the width of the 2x4, so I know where to drill. I'm going to drill 2 holes through each of these, and then we're going to screw them together, and it's just a case of a butt joint. We don't need anything substantial for them, and all we're going to do is just drill, counter drill for some holes. Same thing on this side. Okay, so our holes are drilled. Now it would be better having a hard area for this, but I'm just gonna do it on you. But if you've got somewhere flat you can use, all the better. Just watch out for the little lips that come off the back of this, because it's only soft wood, it tends to bubble up a bit. Pull that off, otherwise you won't get a tight fit. Okay. Make sure they're nice and flush, and then it's just a case of driving home some 4-inch screws into these and repeating the process right around. So I'm just going to do these now. And you'll see that this makes for a very sturdy frame. Again, another one here. Just make sure it's flush. Again, 2 screws. By pre-drilling, you haven't got to worry about the wood splitting. The important thing is keeping it square while you're screwing it. An impact driver, guys, makes life a lot easier when it comes to screwing. It's a bit louder, but it does a much better job. Okay, now this one, again, like I said, just be mindful of these things. Make sure you pull them off if you need a flat base on it, guys. And the same thing on this end before I screw it. There we are. Right, another 2 screws. And the final 2. It's really important you get this right, guys, it won't fit otherwise. Now it just moves. I'm going to take it out. It's got to be dead square, it will not go in to the gap otherwise. Right, that one doesn't want to go in without moving the timber, so what we'll do, we'll drive this screw now, and then once this one's in, there we are, great, it'll stop you moving. There we are, guys, and there we have it, one very strong frame, and this is going to be for our ventilation, and we'll have a pull-out frame out of this. And we've got 8, so there's 16 to make, so we've got another 15 to do, because this is going to run the entire length of the polytunnel on both sides, which should give us plenty of ventilation. It's 1.5 feet high, and obviously there's 47 inches in length because of the width of the poles and everything else. So this will now sit in between the poles and will be screwed in. Anyway, I'll speak to you in a bit. There you go, guys, there's 2 of the windows installed. So you saw us build the first one, which was this one here. Okay, and this will have a pull-out frame, which we will show you at a later stage. And it helps for strengthening up the whole structure. And they'll continue right along there now and down the other side. Okay, so until we get all them done now, there won't be much more video, and then we'll come back then and show you what it's like with them all done, and we'll show you the inserts and how we're going to work them, and vice versa. Like I said, it's starting to take shape now. We've got to sort the hoops on the top just to give us a slight angle on the roof, so obviously it doesn't hold all water and stuff, and we want to catch that water. And again, we'll have a little bit more of a video on that as well. So, but the framework is coming, it's nearly complete, and then we can move on to other things. Anyway, I'll see you again in the next clip. Well, it's the next morning, guys. Sorry about the shake. I got a steady cam coming as well for when my new camera comes. Anyway, we've got all the one side done. So those are all the windows, as you can see, and they will let the ventilation in. I'll see if I can give you a look up along. Each one is screwed through itself. I'll show you here. Big 6-inch screw goes through the 2x2, through the 2-inch post and into the next 2x2. Obviously doesn't come out the other side. Once all these are built, there'll be frames that will sit inside those with plastic on that can be removed. But as you can see, we've kept them all at the same level, even though it doesn't look like it because of the ground at the moment. Let's see if I can get up here. So that's all this side done. So there's 8 window frames there. We got the other side over there to do, and then we can move on to the next stage. But nothing will be getting done today because it's raining at the moment, only slightly, but they forecast torrential rain later, so there's just no point bringing everything up here, trying to cut timber in the wet and everything else. There's no fun in that. So it's coming, guys. Anyway, I'll speak to you shortly. Hi guys, well, as you can see, you saw these ones last time, but now if I come up here, these window frames are all done as well, right the way along. Excuse Phil digging in the back, he's trying to prepare the ground for his polytunnel. So we've got all our window frames in right around the sides. So now we'll build the infills for these little pull-out frames. But the good thing about these is we can decide how many we need on a particular day. If we want to take every other one out, we'll take every other one. If we need them all out, we'll take them all out. It just gives us that flexibility. Also, you'll notice that the top of that frame there is the same as the top of this support structure here. If we find this still not enough, we can add a 2x4 across here, and we can create 2 windows in the front and do the same up here in the back, 2 panels, and create 2 windows at the back, which will give us that sort of cross ventilation. So that's it. All the frames are in. All we need to do now is build the frames. Like I said, we need to take this soil from along the side and around the back to stop anything coming into the tunnel, and get the hoops on, which is the next job. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess here. I've got obviously work in progress, but essentially guys, we're getting there. All the window frames are in, the structure's pretty much finished. We just got the hoops to put on now. We had a problem with getting that up, otherwise I would have started that this afternoon. I've already ground all the things, as you will see, but the roll of hooping that we bought is too big for my van, you know, so it won't go in there. So I'm going to have to cut it up at home, I think. But now these are built, it's going to give me some some sort of time to get onto the hoops now over the next few days. But all in all, it makes a very sturdy structure, and we can provide shading if we need to over certain plants and things like that with these cross members. So it's going to be, it's going to be really good. Along all these frames on the inside, we will have some rolled up mesh, like that green mesh over there. We will have some along all the insides of these to stop anything coming in, and then, like I said, there'll be plastic inserts. But it's just nice to finally get all these frames done. There's 16 of them, and I can tell you they took some time, because you had to, if I use this one for an example, we had to build this one, mark the holes, drill through, take it back apart, drill through the actual scaffolding straight the way through. Then we had to build the next frame before we could screw this one in because of the next frame. And to do that, we couldn't screw that one in until we built the third frame. So it was, because obviously it all slightly moves the poles or whatever the case being. So it was a bit of a faff. But I think the 2 days it's taken to build them all and put them in will be well worth it down the road when we need some ventilation. We're getting on to close on around 5 weeks of build so far for this. It's not something you can just put up. Like I said, we were battling the ground in the first place. It was really bad, and Phil's been over there digging now for about 3 or 4 days, rotavating, digging and trying to get his level. So we just need to do what we got to do when we got to do it. So anyway, that's it. Thanks guys.